Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in Void Hunters, we are in the open alpha, which is absolutely awesome. I got some great information to share with you, whether you're in the game already or you're thinking about registering and getting in here and checking out this open alpha. We're going to talk about some starting teams. We're going to talk about quests that allow you to unlock characters, which I think is great. Not just summon, but unlock characters through quests. I think it's a nice touch. Also want to talk about some things that are new to the alpha that wasn't in the closed alpha, that are good, and one that's not so good in my opinion. Maybe needs to be tweaked just a little bit. And then we're going to talk about this guy. This guy, our first boss battle, which I think is pretty cool. So let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Really quick before we jump into this, if you haven't seen my previous video on the closed alpha with the gameplay and stuff, if you want to check it out, I'll put a link up to it right over here. Also, if you're thinking about jumping into this game and checking it out and you want to register, registration for this open alpha is still open. I don't know when it's going to close, but if you haven't seen that video where I give you all that information, I'll put a link up to it right over here as well, so you have an opportunity to jump into the game and see if it's something that you like. So far, I'm loving it. 99% of it. 1%, there's one thing in here I'm not a huge fan of, and I'll talk about it in here in a little bit, but I really like it. I like the aesthetic. I like the dark fantasy. I like the combat and the strategy behind it. Let's talk about some starting teams here that really have benefited me. I'm going to go into my hunters. There's two teams really that you want to pay attention to if you're thinking about getting into the alpha and you want to make the biggest impact in the game. First, it's all around tags, so your seasoned characters. So your seasoned characters and then your Arclan characters. These two tag teams are going to get you through most of, well, almost all of the 3-star requirements here. So if we take a look at where I am right now, I've completed this. I've completed Hold Fast. I'm only one away from completing Picking the Trail, and that's only because I don't have Galen. And then I am now working on this underground facility, and I just unlocked Orandi Village. If you want to check out this new area here with me, I'm going to stream this game tomorrow, Saturday, March 28th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're catching this now, just the next day, I'm going to be streaming this game, and we're going to check out this new area. I've purposely not gone into this area yet because I want to stream it. But if we take a look at what was added to the open alpha, it was these two areas here, and then we've got these two additional hunting grounds. So we previously had this one up here and this one down here. So I go into a little more detail in that previous video, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and you'll get some information around that. So we've got some of those open areas that we can explore. One of those areas has the prisoner. Now this prisoner is going to be kind of bonus content at the end of this video. I'll show you what that looks like. I did defeat him. There's some cool mechanics around that. But let's go back out. When we take a, well, no, I want to stay right here. When we take a look at the teams that you want to build, Arclans and Seasoned are going to be your two main teams. The reason for that, hunting grounds here, you don't have a specific requirement around that, but this one down here, Deep Wilds, requires Arclan characters. So you want to make sure to build those characters up. This next one up here, this one requires Seasoned. So again, Seasoned and Arclan, that's what's going to help you push through these hunting grounds. Hunting grounds are key. This is going to be your main, these are going to be your main farming areas because it's going to give you gold, it's going to give you experience, it's going to give you materials that you need to upgrade your hunt, which the hunt allows you to level break, but also allows you access to skills. So these are going to be areas you're going to continually farm over and over. But the cool thing is you can level them up as you complete them. You've got specific quests to complete within them. I think is very cool. I like how they've done it. Once you've like fully check marked and you've 3-starred all your battles over here in these areas, you really don't need to go back to them. But these here you will. So I don't know what this final hunting ground is going to unlock. Maybe we'll finish this Orandi Village tomorrow, and we'll see what this unlocks. But you want to pay attention to those two teams. So here's what I've done with my two teams here. My main team is Bomber. We're gonna call it Bomber. I love this guy. He does some massive damage. Let me talk about why I like this guy so much. But these are my main characters right here for my main team that's carried me through everything so far and helped me defeat the prisoner. Bomer, I'm just going to take a look at skills. This guy is awesome. He's got some debuffs. He's got debuff Dispel. He's got Focus Up, which allows him to land his debuffs. He's got Turn Meter Up, which I think is great. He's got Fear, so another debuff there. He's got massive AoE damage, which I think is absolutely awesome. And then he's got Daze, so he's got multiple debuffs. He can clear his own debuff. He can clear his own debuffs. He does massive damage. He increases turn meter. I don't know why you wouldn't build this guy. He is absolutely fantastic. He's my carry. I got him up to 50 right now. So pretty cool. Nadia. Nadia is a character that you're going to want to build. Actually, most of these characters are characters you're going to want to build because they're also required for some quests that I think is very cool. We're going to talk about here in a little bit. Nadia, you get in the very beginning. I think with her, she's got shield. She also increased to 26% for seasoned allies for this shield. So again, season comes into play. They really lean heavily into seasoned and Arcland characters. So we've got shielding here. She's got this taunt and guard, but then also calls in an ally assist of another seasoned ally. So for me, it's typically Bomer because he's got the highest attacker. It's always Bomer. So he does some massive damage with that as well. But plus, he gets a speed up, which I think is awesome. This right here, also plus 5% max health and defense for each seasoned ally. Again, they're leaning in so heavily. I will say, between now and when this game globally launches, there could be some things that changed. And this could be some things that change. But this could also just be maybe very, very fantastic for the early game. I would say even with all the content we have access to right now, it's still early game. So who knows what's going to happen as this game continues to develop, right? So we always want to keep that in mind for an alpha, which is also another reason why I never worry about tier lists or anything like that, because I want to go in, I want to test these characters, I want to see how they do. Most of the time, kits change throughout alphas and betas. So what a tier list looks like in an alpha may not be what the end result's going to be when the game finally hits. But it is kind of cool to kind of see the progression and how things adjust. So, all right, so that's Nadia. She is great. Robin's a character that you get throughout the campaign. What I love about Robin, she's got some nice attack here. She's got burning. She's got a dot that works out really well. Both with this, she fires twice, inflicting burning. And then this here is an AoE. So she could do 2 random other enemies, inflicting burning for 3 turns as well. And then we've got Jagia. Oh my gosh, I love Jagia. So the combination of Jagia and Nadia. So check this out. She's got some damage here. She's got this snare. This is what's so cool. So Nadia, I'm going to have her do a taunt, right? Or any other tank, whatever tank. Right now, Nadia is the one that I've been working on because, again, some of these characters are required for some specific quests to unlock characters. So I'm working on her. But anyway, I'll throw this snare on Nadia because now that she has taunt and everybody's attacking her, this snare, whenever she gets attacked, whoever attacks her gets damaged as well. There's a lot of times where the enemies just take themselves out. It works out really well. I think it's a cool mechanic to use her with a tank that has taunt because you're just doing additional damage then at that point. You're using taunt for a reason. You're getting hammered as a tank. You might as well do some damage back. I like it. And then she's got a summon. Look at this is Bright Eyes here. Isn't he cool? He, she, I don't know. But this Bright Eyes is very, very cool. I like it. I like the mechanics here. Not the mechanics, but the art. The mechanics are cool too. But one thing I didn't know in this game, so you've got your 5 characters, right? But you also have a summoned slot. So when the summon slot is available, which also makes me think maybe there's some other characters coming that are going to have some summons. And I always love characters that have summons. Bright Eyes is going to come in, and then you control Bright Eyes as another character. So now you have 6 characters on your team and not just 5. And Bright Eyes has some very cool mechanics. This ability here does some damage and calls in Bright Eyes for an assist. I use her in the prisoner boss battle. So it's very cool, and I like the synergy between the tank and Nadia. And then Lysandori, I got to practice these names. I'm not a huge fan of her. I'll be completely honest. When you're talking about building teams. Arkland and Season are going to be your main two teams. You're eventually going to want to build the Holy Order. I think, in my opinion, that's going to be the third team you start working on, because there are some areas once you get a little bit further into the campaign where you need Holy Order in order to 3-star some battles, some battle nodes. So, but like I said, I got to where I was on that map without having the Holy Order team or requirement. So I think there's some changes there as well, because I think even the hunting grounds, that second hunting grounds that is for seasoned, I think it was originally Holy Order. So that definitely made some changes. So for her, here's the thing. She does some healing here, which is cool. This is just minor healing. This is her big heal here. This I'm not a fan of. She can heal the enemy, right? look at this. Grant 3 characters with lowest health percentage, 25% healing. Up to one of these characters may be an enemy. I wasn't a huge fan of that in the beginning. Now, seeing it in practice, it's not a huge thing. There is some minor healing that you can throw to your enemy, but it's not detrimental. It doesn't kill you or make a major impact. But you're on my team. Why are you healing the enemy? No, I don't want you. So anyway, she's okay. You're going to need her for a good, decent Holy Order team. But she is my healer for this team right now. So this team has been absolutely awesome. Let's talk about these quests. Right here, you got quests and requirements. So again, when you're talking about teams to build, leaning into seasoned hunters right here, right? Leading into the Fugitive's Grotto. This is after completing the prisoner boss battle. Old World Remains, that's your first hunting grounds. There's no specific tag required there. You can build whatever team you want. But 5 seasoned hunters here. Take a look at Sister of Light. This is Natalie, right? Nadia. You got to own Nadia. You got to get her up to hunt level 5. You've got to get her to, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 5 gold stars and 2 red stars. Okay? Here's some Holy Order, so you're going to need to build that. Here's Lysandoria, we just saw. Owen, I've got him as well, so you got to build them up also. So that's really going to be your third team like I was talking about. And then we've got a requirement here. This one I just unlocked after completing the prisoner boss. Again, 4 seasoned hunters. Hunt 5. At least 4 gold stars and 2 red stars. Right? Leo, a beginning character in the game. You got to get to hunt 6 and 5 red stars. Okay, so don't sleep on your starting characters because they're all required. Most of them are required. Also, achievement here. Let's take a look at this. Down here at the bottom, Leo, Nadia, Bomer. You got to get to at least hunt 4 and 4 gold stars, and then you're gonna get some Paragon Gritstone, a summoning resource there. But even in here, so Lysandria and Owen. 10 season hunters here, Nadia here. So you're going to be spending quite a bit on those characters. They're leaning really heavy into your starting characters as well as your seasoned and your Arkland tags. All right, so those are some starting teams, and I really think it's cool. I really think it's awesome to be able to unlock characters through quests and achievements and things like that. I think that is awesome. Even through achievements, you're getting these tokens so that you can red star your characters. That's a little bit new as well. So in here, when you're starring up your characters here, so I'm going to go into my Awaken. Here, these require just generic tokens. But when you have duplicate tokens as you summon, let me go into, right down here. It shows right down here. So for her, I got 4 of 4. I can go ahead and I can take her to 4 red stars. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You have to have the gold star before you get to the red, before you can apply the red star. So just a heads up there as you're taking a look at that. I think it's a cool mechanic there. It gives purpose. You can't use other actual character tokens for the gold stars. So you could in the closed alpha. So there's a little bit of a change there. All right, so those are starting teams. Quest unlocks, which I think is cool. Additions to the game, we talked about that. The one that I'm about. So I think all the other additions, the areas, the extra hunting grounds, the patrols. I'm not a fan of this. And the reason is because, so I'm at 3 hours. I mean, 3 stars here. This started out, I think, I want to say it was like around 12 hours or so. As you increase the star level, the dispatch time increases. So I'm at 6 hours 23 minutes there, 2 hours there, 4 hours there, and the rewards are not great. So if I'm gonna be tied up, now they don't tie up your characters, which is good. So it's not tying you up or anything. But these rewards are not that great. So I would like to see a little bit more in here. I think the gear is okay. I would like to see more experience. I think, especially if you're sending these patrols out for like 12 hours at a time. Here's what we got for this one here. I think some tweaking could be done to the dispatching. So I've got, as you unlock hunting grounds, that's where patrols come into play. So it's specific to the hunting ground unlocks. So that was my But like I said, most of it I love. I think it's great. I love what they're doing. I love the strategy. The void mechanic in this game, which I still need to really fully understand, as another layer of complexity and strategizing that you need to do in order to be successful. And as obviously, as you get further and further into the more difficult battles, it takes a little bit more careful thought. All right, before I show you the prisoner, I want to do some summons. So after I beat the prisoner, I got these 10 purple summoning stones, grit stones, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, grit stones. For this Call of Reclamation that just unlocked, this allows me to summon consumed and tainted heroes only. And the drop rate here, your legendaries are 4%, which is pretty good. Typically, legendaries are anywhere between 0.5% to 1%. So 4% there, 32% for an epic, or 64% for rare. This is the only place that you can summon consumed or tainted heroes. All right, so let's do a 10 pull and see what we get. Oh, we got a legendary. I wonder who we got for that legendary over there. All right, all right. I'm going to click on each one of these. We're going to go little by little here. We're going to build up. Ooh, I got a new hunter here. We're going to build up the suspense. You're probably going to fast forward, but we're going to build up the suspense. All right. Bunch of duplicates here. Is this a new one? Yep, new one. Got tombs. Very interesting character. The designs, oh my gosh, very imaginative, I have to tell you. All right, let's see what else we get. That's a dupe. This is probably going to be a dupe. Let's see if this epic is a dupe. Yep. Oh, of him. All right, here we go with the legendary. Let's see who we get. All right. I don't know how good these characters are, so definitely going to play around with them during this open alpha. All right, so that's it for the summons. Let's go check out the prisoner. Watch this intro. I think it's cool. I'll take you to the beginning part of it. This is where it starts. And you get some good rewards after you beat this guy. So my team is this team here. I'm going to take him out, take him in there. I still need a 3-star this, so we're going to fight this guy a number of times. You have a battle before you get into the prisoner boss. I got a very good strategy just to get in there with full health. I'm always taking this guy out first. Here we go. Jagya calling in Bright Eyes, but actually I'm going to take him out there. Here we go with Nadia doing taunt. Boom. Next is going to be this guy because he's going to throw a taunt up. All right. That has a cooldown on my AoE, so I definitely want that. I'm going to do this. Now, here's where we go, right? She's got a taunt. I'm going to throw the snare on her. And watch, these guys are going to start damaging themselves, even with a shield up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take care of you. Boom, look at that. Boom. He's going to then attack. Boom. Drain life. I love that. Let me see. I think we're okay with that. And I think I'm going to be all right. Boom. Bright Eyes taking him out. Bright Eyes taking him out. Now I'm going to save these for the boss. Now, I'm not going to play through the whole battle. I'm going to show you the battle, and I'm going to show you how I start, explain a couple of the mechanics, and then I'm going to leave you to watch the boss battle from the beginning. But look at this intro. Well, you saw it in the beginning of this video, but I still think it's cool. There's the prisoner, our first boss battle. He's probably a little grumpy. All right, so let's skip the dialogue here. We've got these pillars right here. Each one of them can be attacked. Now, the key here is to take one pillar down at a time. As you take a pillar down, and again, I think this is cool on their thought around the mechanics. As you take a pillar out, it'll stun the boss, but it also does damage to you. So you got to keep in mind, do you got shields? Do you got heals? Can you keep your team alive while you do this, right? So the first thing I will do is I'll go in here and I'll start working on one pillar. Straight up damage. Boom. Here we go. I'm going to do my AoE, get some burning going. You can debuff the boss. I'm going to go ahead and get that heal up. Here we go. Nice AoE damage. I'm working on this pillar right here. Now watch what happens to my team. Boom. Bright Eye's going to take the pillar out. Boom. Took some damage there. And then the boss here is stunned. Now I could leave it here forever, and nothing will happen. I got to go through my moves, right? I got to go through my turns, and then he'll come back. So you'll get some free hits in, and then you're going to work on another pillar. If you take multiple pillars down at a time, it doesn't extend the stun time that I've noticed, but it does do additional damage to your team. So you want to be careful with your AoEs. You want to take one pillar down at a time, and then continue with the battle. It's a little bit challenging with where my team is right now. But I was able to get through it, and you'll see that in the video. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. I love the boss battle here. Hopefully you enjoy it as well. I'm very curious. What are your thoughts around this game and what you've seen so far? That's where we are with the open alpha. I can't wait to see how this game progresses, because I think they're off to an absolutely fantastic start. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.